but claiming to be Yahweh and claiming to have those attributes and those, characteristics is like everything.
What do you think about the thing that I didn't get to discuss with David, actually, was like a lot of my opening statement was around John 17 and Jesus describing his relationship. So what's your like view on this?
So in John, like you said, you said it perfectly that he's praying for him, for his believers and the ones that will come after, right? This whole context is ministry and them pushing the message of the gospel and stuff like that. And so them being one in unison in purpose, that's the clear context, that he wants them to be perfectly one in him, just like he and the Father are perfectly one in their purpose in regard to ministry, right? Now, here's the ministry. Yeah, in regards to the ministry, in regards to the purpose.
Okay.
And so here's something special, because you even mentioned how Jesus says, he says, the glory that you have given me, I've given them. Right? Now, there's something in particular here when it's talking about the glory. You have the glory that Jesus received from the Father that's regarding miracle working, like in his ministry. It's ministry work. So, like, for example, in John 2, when Jesus performs his first miracle, right? It says, after he performed his miracle, it says, and he revealed his glory by performing the miracle. Then you get to John 14. It says, whoever believes in me, they're going to do the same works that I do. Even greater works will they do, right? So they're going to be performing miracles. He gave them that ability to those who believe. So this is the glory that Christ received that he gave to his apostles. But here's the key part. In a few verses later, he says, now, Father, I ask that they come to where I will be so that they may see my glory. Well, Jesus, I thought you gave them your glory. So we see here there's a distinction between the glory that he gave them and the glory that he had with the Father before the world was, before everything existed, right? So in short, it's all, ministry work.
Two kinds of glory.
Yes.
Right? And I see what you're saying. Okay, so hold on. When Jesus says that they they'll be where he is and see their glory, he's talking about a future event there?
It's a future event when
they will be with him. So similar to how John 17 is saying that they will, because in John 17 it says, I have given it to them.
Yeah, in John 17 he says, I have given it to them. Okay. So this is the final step where these are his believers and he's sending them out into the world, praying for them in their protection and their unity, and he's giving them miracle and
do you think that Jesus sees the Father's glory?
Yes.
Because
okay, cool. All right, we're going to go to questions. Let's.
All right, we have 8
Ray Rock
minutes.
got it.
We're going to get through this real quick. We got a question from Avery. All right.
All right, for sure. What's going on, guys? So this is a question for Alex, man. How you doing, man?
Hey,
you mentioned,
Godlogic.
Yes, yes, sir. You mentioned in Hebrews 1 where, God is speaking, or God spoke to our, through prophets. Now he speaks to us through his son, and you're saying, where was Jesus then, back then? He should have been active. And so, regarding Hebrews, I just want to read you this and get your thoughts on this, okay? It's Hebrews 11. Regarding Moses, it says, by faith, Moses, and I'm going to just skip down to 25 and 26 for time, choosing rather to be mistreated with the people of God than to enjoy the fleeting pleasures of sin, he considered the reproach of Christ greater wealth than the treasures of Egypt, for he was looking to the reward. So how is it that Moses can be considering Christ's disapproval if Christ wasn't around for him to disapprove?
Yeah, that is a great question. So Christ there, he regarded disgrace for the sake of Christ as greater value than the treasures of Egypt because he was looking ahead to his reward. Now, that's something which I think it's a good point. I mean, of course, I can offer a Christological interpretation of this, which sort of says that Christ is promised as the Redeemer of mankind, and we're looking at this in retro. Where's he gone? Oh, there you are. And we're looking, and just dropped it and left. And I suppose we're looking at this in retrospect, and he regarded disgrace for the sake of Christ. Yeah, I do think that in this instance, Hebrews is probably presenting Jesus as, I don't know about the angel of Yahweh, but certainly we're looking at a high Christology in Hebrews, yeah.
So close.
But, yeah, I see what you're saying.
All right,
Let's go to the next question because we only got a few.
He's so close, guys.
But I have no, for what it's worth, I have no problem saying that Hebrews has a high Christology. That's kind of not an issue to me. But I think it is interesting to suggest that as a retort to the idea of the angel of Yahweh being Jesus, I think that is an excellent point. Yeah.
Great job, Avery. All right.